Hello, everyone, and welcome back to NFL Weekly Picks with your boy B Buck, Mr. Tom Ria Sports, joining us shortly. Guys, it's officially time. The most exciting time of the year, the NFL playoffs for 2025 to 26 season. Mr. Tom, can you hear me, dog?
Mr. Buck, I can hear you. Good to be here. Good to see you as always.
Great seeing you as well, brother. Dude, I have a smile on my face 10 miles wide because I am so excited with these great games. Fun ass season so far. And we get to do a recap and I'm just super excited for these playoffs and to make these picks with you, brother.
Me too, dude. We were just talking about this before we went live. This season's been one of the best in years. I think it's the best slate of playoffs, at least most unpredictable since that 2021 year when the Rams ended up winning it all against the Bengals. I think we're in for a really, really fun and exciting playoff season.
I think so too, bro. I think so too. We're going to get over that. We're going to touch on that and a whole bunch more coming up. No time to waste. You ready for our full season recap? See how we did this year, brother?
Let's do it, man. Our first full season together. I'm excited.
I was just going to say every game this year. Well, technically every game, but every single week this year from the very start to right now. All right, guys, the proof is in the pudding. Look at how much freaking paper, ink, and hard work, blood, sweat, and tears from your boy Tom and your boy B-Buck went into this season, week 1 through week 18. It's right there. The videos are on YouTube if you do not believe us. Let's see how we did. After 18 weeks, guys, and it took a lot of crunching of the numbers. Tom, you ready for this, brother? We got...
Ready.
All right. I'll start from least important to most important, and maybe good to bad or bad to good. Myself will start with B-Buck. For the full 2025 season from week 1 to 18, I went 33 of 48 on the confident picks for 68% right. But here's the thing, guys. We didn't do confident picks every single week. We missed a few weeks.
Yeah.
Some weeks we only did one, some weeks we only did two. So that was just kind of a fun one to throw in there. Money lines. Ooh, money lines. I went 179 of 271 for 66.05% right. I went 130 of 271 on the over-unders. 47.97% right there. That's a tough one. I went 144 of 271, which is 53.14% right on the point spread. That I'm pretty hyped with. Overall, 813 freaking picks this season. I went 453 of 813 of those picks for a total percentage right of 55.72. All my picks right. Mr. Tom, 24 of 45 on the confident picks, 53% right. But that's because you picked some crazy ones here and there. And I remember halfway during the season, we were like, all right, I think it's time we start picking like serious confident picks for our confident picks. We were having fun with those. You went, my friend, ready for this? You went 175 out of 271 games picked right for a total of 64.58% right of every game picked in the freaking NFL season this year. Stick with us, guys. We're leading you in the right direction. Over under, same as me. 130 of 271 for 47% right. 47.9, I guess you could say 48% right. Over unders the whole year. It's a tricky one. It's up and down. We'll touch on that in a second. Point spread, 130 of 271, same thing, 48% right with the point spread. Mr. Tom, out of 813 total picks the whole year, you got 435 of them correct for a total of 53.51% right of the whole season. Together, because I did them together, guys, me and Tom picked 1,626 picks this year and got 888 of them right for a together 54.61% total right of the entire season. Point spread, over, under, money line. Guys, what you're seeing here on this screen is straight from Google. A win percentage in sports betting of over 52.4% is generally considered breaking even. Anything more than that is profitable. And if you could skip to that second slide, if you could, my friend, with the chart. All right, guys, let's see. Oh, no, yep, you had it. Let's see where we sit at. 54 technically we could say 55 because it's 54.6. 53% range is generally profitable, and a professional level, 55, even in professional sports handicappers, is considered excellent, a ceiling for most professional bettors. Tom, how you feel about all that, brother?
I feel good, man. I feel good. I'm happy about it. We're never satisfied over here, but I am happy about it, right? And I think the over-unders really picked up at the end of the season. I remember at our mid-season review, if anyone remembers that, I was really struggling with that. And I think I'm happy I got closer to 50%. But I feel good, bro. I'm excited. Those numbers are good. I'm happy we got above that 52% threshold. But you know how I am. Like, I want 60% now, right? Like,
my God.
I'm already thinking ahead to next season. I'm like, all right, how do we get to 60% for the entire year? Because what we do is so tough, and we pick every game and every possible bet, pretty much, it feels like. But to end up at that number and be on a professional type level feels really good. How do you feel?
Same exact thing, bro. And I do need to throw it in there. I feel like we've said it before in the past. Guys, if you watch this series, which we've gotten so much love this year, we've gained so many followers. It makes us so happy because we all love football. Me and Tom aren't over here deep diving, doing research throughout the week. We're just two guys who love football, watch it, discuss it, and here we are sharing our discussions with the world in these videos and just for shits and giggles making picks. And how about this? We're at 55% of them right, 66% of them money lines right through the whole season. That's just from us guessing off what we're seeing. You know what I mean? Our assumptions and our personal takes on the NFL. I love it, man. I like it, but I do like what you said too. There's always room for improvement. Hopefully next year is better. But I'm happy. I am happy with the results. We both ended in the 54% range. We said we wanted over 52 and we wanted between 53 and 60, and we got 55%. So I'm happy at that.
Absolutely. No, definitely something to celebrate too, but we got a lot more work to be done as well, right? And now I know these people want to hear what we got for this week and how we feel this season, because the season's not over, right? We celebrate the regular season, but now the real season begins.
Guys, if you thought we were going anywhere, you were extremely wrong, because now it's time for the fun part, the playoffs, and we're not going anywhere. We're picking every playoff game for you leading up to the Super Bowl. I do need to throw this in there. Out of those 271 games we picked, guys, if you're watching, quick trivia question, maybe we'll throw you a prize if you're right. Which game did me and Tom not pick this season? There was only one. There's 272 games in a season. We picked 271 of them. Which game did we miss? To drop it down in the comments below if you know the answer. Tom, before we get into this week's picks, actually, you know what? You want to do the picks first, then we'll go over the playoff seeding?
Yeah, let's do the picks first. I just want to touch on that real quick. I love doing the giveaway stuff. We love giving people like rewards for following us, all that. $150 if you can guess from me directly, Venmo or Zelle. If you comment what game this season we didn't pick. It was one game. I'm not giving any other hints than that, but there was one game. Whoever gets it right, we'll give us your Venmo, give us your Zelle. I will send you $150 straight from my bank account. Come on, people. We love trivia. We want to give stuff away. I'm desperate to do it. We need you guys to interact with us, though. And when you do, you got to tell us how to pay you, and we'll pay it. We're good for it. So, one game this whole year. Whoever gets it, $150 from me. Let's go. I'm up in the ante.
Dude, I'll chip in. I hate to do it, but you make such a convincing argument. I have to chip in. I'll help you with the 150 to the winner. But like you said, guys, we tried doing one a while back. I thought emails were in YouTube. You might have to comment real quick how we can get in touch with you. Then I'll delete your comment. But if you can pick, tell us which game we missed this year. You're the winner of the trivia question.
Let's go. Come on. Who's our real fan?
Who wants $150 to be more of a degenerate in these playoffs? bet the money, parlay the money. Guys, guess what? Maybe on paper, the funnest wildcard week in a long time. NFL 2025 through 26 season playoffs. Round 1, wildcard round. Amazing games all the way across the board. We start with Saturday, January 10th at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Los Angeles, I almost said St. Louis. Los Angeles Rams at the Carolina Panthers, the 6 and the 5 seed. Tom, I'll be quick with this one. Listen, guys. David versus Goliath here. No team in the NFC South should have made it this year. It was pretty rough. And the Rams looked amazing all year. How about a couple weeks ago when you asked me, remember, unbiasedly, I think it was like week 10, you said, Buck, between the Seahawks, Rams, and Niners, how do you rank them? Remember what I said? Even then, I was like, I think the Seahawks are better. Then I'll throw the Niners and then the Rams. It just so happened that the Rams kind of beat them in the seeding, but I was kind of right there. Rams at the Panthers. Guys, guess what? This has been a year of unpredictability. If there was ever a time for them to step up, I'm giving the Panthers the 10.5 at home here. I might be the only person doing it in the country, but Panthers have been good one week, bad the other week. They beat the Rams once this year. They lose to shitty teams. You know, who knows what you're going to get from them. Depending on the weather in Charlotte this weekend, I think the Panthers can at least cover the 10.5. And I'm going over, guys. I think Stafford and them are going to come correct this week. And I think they're going to, by themselves, they're going to put up 21 to 23 points. So hopefully the Panthers can put up 21 to 23 points. I'm going over, hoping for a fun game in that one. Keep in mind, both these teams have pretty decent defenses. And as far as winning, hate to say it, but I think this is where the Panthers season does end. I think the Rams squeaked this one out. But that's just my take. What do you think, Mr. Tom?
Yeah, so I agree and disagree. Here's where I agree. Panthers, a team that beat LA in Carolina earlier this year. 10.5 is just a little too high for me. It's hard for me to take a home team in the playoffs to not at least cover that. So I'm going to take the Panthers plus 10.5. I do think the Rams will win. I think they'll win by around a touchdown. But I'm taking the under. This is the playoffs. This is where defenses tighten up, offenses buttholes get tight, right? Pause. But ultimately, I like a good defensive game here in the sense of not like an old school matchup. Like there'll be some points scored, but I think it'll end up being like a 20-17 or 21-14 or something of that nature where it stays under that 46 threshold, but the Rams win by around maybe a touchdown.
Great point. And guys, I was telling Tom even before the video started, just when you think you have it down packed, anything can happen in the playoffs. You know what I mean? I've had a little bit bad luck in the past in the wild card round, so let's hope that's different this year. Moving into the Saturday night game, Green Bay Packers at the Chicago Bears. I saw a stat that this might be the only third time in history that they've met in the playoffs. I don't know if that's right or whatnot. I could be thinking of something else, but that's pretty crazy. NFC North rivals meeting in the first round of the playoffs, and it's at Chicago this year. Tom, how about this freaking line, man? It was pick 'em all week when I saw it tonight. They got the Packers as favorites? I feel like that's a little disrespectful. I know Love was hurt, but it looks like he's a full go to go this Saturday night. He better be. It might be the last game of their season. Guys, the Bears, even though they've had a bit of an up and down season as it is, it was very successful. Ben Johnson was there. He helped them out. The team looked pretty good as a powerhouse on offense, finding a way to win games late. I'm giving the Bears the 1.5 here, guys. I love Soldier Field. I love the old vibe of these old, dirty fields. I think it's going to help Chicago. It's going to be a tough place to play for the Packers. Speaking of defenses, God, why do I feel like this one might go under? That Packers defense might show up. Something in my heart right away is saying under, and I'm just going with my heart this week, guys, and maybe for the rest of the season. I'm going under 45.5. And, guys, it's not much of a underdog. It should be a pick 'em because it was a pick 'em all week. I don't know what it's going to be Saturday. Keep in mind, we're recording these videos on Wednesday night. I'm going with the Bears at home here, guys. I think they're the better team, the 2 seed to knock out the 7 seed of the NFC. What do you think, Tom?
Yeah, so I fact-checked you, and you're right. This is only the third time the Packers and Bears have played in playoff history. First time was 1941, where the Bears won in the divisional round 33-14. Second time was the infamous B.J. Raji pick-6 game, and Jay Cutler ended up not finishing in the NFC Championship game in 2011. And the Bears lost to the Packers at home. All three have been in Chicago, ironically. And the Packers won that game 21-14, and then I believe they went on to win the Super Bowl that year against the Steelers. All that being said, yeah, I like the Bears as a home underdog too. Now, they've been a frisky team, but the Packers haven't looked great really over the last month or so, right? Their defense is kind of falling apart a little bit. Parsons is out. Obviously, Tucker Kraft's been out for a while. Like Watson's in and out of the lineup. Jacobs doesn't seem to be 100%. Love has been out of the lineup. Now he's coming back. They've had so many injuries, right? The one thing they do have is some playoff experience. You know, they went in and beat Dallas a couple of years ago. They were in the playoffs last year. I think they lost to Philly in the first round, but I just think this is the Bears' time. I think they have a better team, a little more healthier team, and being in Chicago matters. So I'm going to take the Bears plus 1.5. I'm going to take the under again. Both these teams have had weird moments during the season where they've had struggles scoring. And again, another playoff. This is my playoff theory where defenses tend to show up. So I like the Bears plus 1.5. I like the under, and obviously I'm going with the Bears money line. Let's go.
Oh man, we're still rocking with the Bear. I love it. All right, guys. Sunday we have 3 of the playoff games at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Is man, ready for this? Buffalo Bills at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Who would have guessed that one? Man, guys, I was saying at the time, I don't want either of these teams' season to end. This is such an incredible playoffs. Well, here we are in a pick'em. I think the Jaguars rode the winning streak right out of the season. Bills look very good in the second half of the season, the whole season, dare I say. Over under 51.5. Man, Trevor Lawrence was slinging it recently. Gosh, guys. All right, listen. The Bills, amazing team. So much more playoff experience than the Jaguars. Should win this game, but let's not forget, guys, as good as the Jaguars have looked, especially on offense, their defense actually isn't too bad. The Jaguars' defense is not too bad. They've been maybe top 15 the whole season. And here we are with their offense exploding, playing at home, mind you, and their defense isn't bad. So I see an argument for why the Jaguars could win. Man, listen, everyone's probably going to think Josh Allen come in there, take care of business. I'm hoping that it's closer and miracles happen. I'm giving the Jaguars the 1.5. Every home team, I'm giving the points so far, which is funny because all the home teams are getting points so far. And as far as over-under 51.5, for it to be that high, I'm going over, first over. Mind you, guys, and if you are betting on this, I don't feel too confident about my over-under pick so far, but, take that with a grain of salt. Put in with your own assumptions. As far as who's going to win, gosh, this might be the toughest one of the whole slate for me. I'm going to say the Bills, unfortunately. I'm going to say the Bills, and I could be very wrong. I'm curious to hear Tom's take on this one. What do you think, brother?
Yeah, no, I'm very much in line with you on this. Jags have been good, man. And credit to you. I know we might get into it this video, but later in the video. But you had Jaguars making the playoffs this year. They've made it, and they've looked great. I mean, they have looked awesome, right? I can't take anything away from them. They've looked great on both sides of the ball. I like them at plus 1.5 solely for the fact that they've looked that good. If they weren't looking that good, I would take the Bills comfortably, but Jags at home, a lot to prove. Huge chip on their shoulder, right? They've been that team all year, like, we're a small market, right? With the whole Broncos stuff, talking all that trash, and they backed it up. So I like the Jags plus 1.5. I'm going to take, this over-under is really tough. I think I'm going to take the over as well. And I don't feel super confident about it, but I think I'm only doing it because I'm taking the Bills money line, and if I'm going to pick the Bills to win this game ultimately, they got to get some points on the board because I don't know how great their defense is. They're very hit or miss, so I think they're going to have to keep up scoring-wise with Jacksonville, and I think it's really going to be on the shoulders of Josh Allen, and that's the only reason why I'm taking Buffalo to win this game. Is because in these moments, these big games, you mentioned the experience and also just the greatness of players that really needs to show. And I think Josh Allen knows this is his clearest path to a Super Bowl maybe he's ever had. And I know Jaguars are a good team, and I don't want to. That's why I'm taking a plus 1.5. But I think the Bills end up coming away with a win in a high-scoring game on a Sunday at 1 o'clock, which, although it is the playoffs, a Sunday 1 o'clock playoff game kind of feels like an extension of the regular season, right? There's not this weird standalone time or any differences. Like, essentially, they're just going to Jacksonville. It's week 19, right? So I feel like that plays in favor for an over to hit.
That's a fun one, man. That's a fun one.
It is. Yeah, it's a really fun one.
We got 4 p.m. game Sunday is the San Francisco 49ers at the Philadelphia Eagles. Speaking of putting up points, listen, guys, take it from a Niners fan here. So listen to both of our opinions on this one. I'm going to try and be as right down the middle as I can. You said something about putting up points in the last game. As a Niners fan, especially like the way the season's gone with all the injuries on defense and looking at them recently, I think our only way to victory, our only path to victory in this game is putting up points. Our offense is going to have to shine this game. Our defense has not looked good. And the Eagles, here's the scary part. Their offense is very capable, amazing, stars everywhere. They just haven't shown it this year. I don't know what was up with their offense the whole year. I don't know if it's the Super Bowl hangover, what's going on. Everyone's picking the Eagles right off the rip. They're one of the heavy favorites this week. I think the Niners could win this game. I like the Niners to win this game. Here's the only scary part. They rested their players last week. They know who they're playing. You know what I mean? The defense is there, right for the picking, for the Eagles offense to pick on the Niners defense. So it's going to be a shootout. Right away, just because of that, I'm going over, which is kind of scary, though, because Eagles have a good defense, and that offense just has not shown up this year. I think this week they show up more than they have. I don't think they're going to put up a 40-piece, but I think the offense puts up 21, 22 with Barkley, Hurts, and them boys. But guess what? The Niners know they have to put up points, and they've showed it. I know you're putting a lot of stock into last week's Seahawks game, but what about the week before that when they put up 40, and 2 weeks before that when they put up 40? We need 40 this week. It's tough against that Eagles defense. They're amazing. Ex-defensive coordinator Vic Fangio there, one of my favorites. But I think this week they take out all the stops, and they have to put up 30. I think it's going to be like a 30-24 type game. Niners pull it out on the road in Philly, a most hostile place to play. Win it outright. I'm taking them, but I do like them getting the 4.5 too. At least that's my take. What do you think, Tom?
Yeah, I like the 4.5 a lot. I feel that was high. You know, when I was trying to guess the lines earlier today, I was thinking it'd be around 3, like 2.5 to 3. Philly as a favorite. Seeing them at almost 5 seems a little bit high to me. So especially with what you mentioned, like Philly's offensive struggles. Now, what I worry about is the Niners don't have much of a pass rush, and that's been the Phillies' problem. Is their O-line hasn't been great. So if they can't stop the run, they can't get to Hurts. They're going to be in trouble. Right, they're going to be in trouble. But with that being said, I think the Niners will score enough to keep this game close. I think they'll cover that plus 4.5. I like the over. I'm with you as well. The over 44.5. I think this will be a relatively higher scoring game. This one hurts though, but I got to do it because I got to go with what I think the money is, and I got to take the Eagles money line. I got to do it, man. And I despise the Eagles. I love the Niners, especially because we love the Niners, but I just think they get it done. I think the Niners, the injuries finally catch up to them. I felt like losing last week. That's a one-off game, like it happens, but it was more just the implications of not getting the 1 seed, not getting the bye, being at home for that game, and just the way it turned out seemed deflating. And I think Trent is playing, and that's a big deal.
Yeah.
But if he, for whatever reason, isn't playing or limited or leaves early or whatever, I feel like that they're as good as done if that happens because they're a totally different team without him. But all that being said, I expect a tight one. I expect a higher scoring game, and I think Philly does pull it out at home. But, man, I'm rooting for the Niners, trust me. Niners Nation, don't come after me. I'm rooting for you guys. I want you to win. I just think the safer money's with Philly. And
you said Niners plus 4.5 for the point spread?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the over, but I like the Eagles money line.
All right, guys. Moving into the Sunday night game, 8 p.m. is the L.A. Chargers at the New England Patriots. Maybe my second favorite game of the week. Another game where I do not want either of these teams to go home. I love both these teams. If you watch our videos, you know Tom said the Patriots were going to make the playoffs, which when he said that in the beginning of the season, I was like, what the hell? And guess what? They were one of the best teams in the year. And also, if you watch our videos, you know we love Harbaugh. We love the Chargers organization the last 2 years. And here they are in the playoffs, looking pretty good. Tough place to play, though, especially at night. You know what I mean? For a West Coast team up in New England. Man, I think the defense for the Chargers does show up, especially against a young Patriots offense. Drake May, they could give him fits, but Vrabel's such a good coach. The Patriots have looked so good. Man, even the coaching challenge in this game is amazing. Harbaugh versus Vrabel. Gosh, this one's so tough to pick. I'm gonna go Patriots win the game. They squeak one out. I am going to say -3.5, even though I wouldn't be surprised if they just win by 3, to tell you the truth on that one. But I can't just keep giving people points. I'm trying to get my at least some point spread picks right here. And then as far as over under 46.5, yeah, the Chargers defense is good, but the Patriots offense is very good, and the Chargers offense is capable. So I kind of like the over in this one for some reason. I feel like a lot of Patriots games have been going over for some reason this year. What do you think, Tom?
Yeah, they definitely have. Patriots made me proud this year. I also have to acknowledge they've had one of the easiest schedules I can remember. So I just looked at it again. They only beat 2 teams out of the 14 wins. Only 2 of them finished with a 500 or above record.
I saw that.
An above 100 record, which is crazy. And that was the what's it called? It was the Bills and the Steelers. They lost to the Steelers. Sorry. So it was just the Bills. My apologies. It was just one game, one team that had an above 500 record that they beat this year. Just the Bills, right? So
wow,
pretty wild to think about that. That was the case for the entire season. But with all that being said, they're still a good team, and you play who's in front of you, and they're well coached. Drake May is an MVP candidate. I think he's going to fall short, but MVP candidate, and they're at home. So, and West Coast team coming all the way across country to the East Coast side, I do think has somewhat of a factor. They're already banged up on the O-line. Herbert's not 100%. I'm going with the Patriots -3.5. I think they get this one done pretty handily at home. I like the under, though. The under 46.5, and it's solely because I think the Chargers are going to have some trouble scoring. I think this game will end up being around like a 20 to 24 point score for Patriots, and then somewhere 2 scores, probably, maybe 3 for the Chargers. But expect a good game. But I do think the Chargers will win by more than a field goal. The Patriots win by more than a field goal, and I like the Patriots money line.
Tom, take us into Texans Steelers, a defensive battle, only over under point spread of the total of 39.5 for the Monday night playoff game.
Yeah, this is interesting because the Texans defense has, they looked great last week in a game that they were playing to win against Riley Leonard and the Colts, which was interesting. Now, obviously, it's the Colts' second time playing them. They're in their division. There's all those other factors. But this game's in Pittsburgh, right? DK Metcalf's coming back after 2 weeks of suspension. Obviously, not the type of rest he wanted, but I'm sure he got some rest from it. I do worry about how that Steelers O-line will hold up against a vaunted Houston defense. But Houston's offense has been a little bit vulnerable here and there. Ultimately, though, I think the run ends here for Rodgers and the Steelers. I think the Texans have been in the playoffs the last couple of years, have been really hot to close out the season. They're well coached. They're awesome. I think the best defense in the NFL, and they know what's at stake here, obviously. So I'm taking Houston -3. I'm going to take the over 39.5. A little risky here, but I'm going to go with it. I think it'll just hit, and I'm going to take Houston money line, obviously, on the road to end potentially Rodgers' career.
I kind of like that one. When I was first looking at it, I could see it being close, and I was like, wow, both these defenses are good, but guess whose defense is freaking better, at least this year? The Texans, man. The number 1 defense in the league. Defense wins championships. They've showed it. Freaking, why am I forgetting his name? D'Amico Ryans coaching up that team defensively. And you know what? Their offense doesn't look too bad either. Pretty good running backs. C.J. Stroud, Nico Collins, and then boys Schultz. I like the Texans to win. Even though it could be a slug out, could be a pretty closer game than we think. Is Metcalf back? Yeah, he's back this week.
Yeah, he's fine, 100%. Yep.
Okay, so then you know what? Man, only difference is and this is no rhyme or reason, just because the point spread is what it is as far as over under. I'm going to go under just because it's so low that I feel like maybe a lot of the money will go on the over. Maybe Vegas try and pull the rug out on people. But I like the Texans to win by at least 3. I definitely like the Texans to win the game. That's for sure. I'm trying to draw some of these brackets here from our picks. I don't know if you have an idea of it, but I can try and write it down for you. In the meantime and in between time, guys, that's our picks for this week. Tom, You had Bills, Ravens, Texans, Chiefs, Patriots, Bengals, Broncos, Bears, Rams, Packers, 49ers, Bucks, Lions, Eagles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, all the wild cards. 7, 8, 9 of your, before the season even started, teams right to go to the playoffs. I had Ravens, Bills, Chiefs, Jaguars, Bengals. Bills are in. Jaguars are in. Broncos, Steelers. We both had the Bengals. Bears, Lions. Oh, man, poor Lions. Eagles, 49ers, Panthers. Let's go. Packers. Whoa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I had the Commanders. We both got exactly 9 teams right of the 14 to go to the playoffs.
I think what's cool about it is, like, you had the Jaguars, I had the Bears and Patriots. You had the Panthers, right? Like, we took some swings and they hit, which is cool. And it's funny because, like, I'm thinking, like, the ones I missed on were, like, the Lions, the Chiefs, like, teams people thought for sure were going to be in the playoffs, right? And I did too. I fell victim to it. So I'm pretty happy about that, to be honest. For us both to get 9 of them and to get some of our, like, wild swings in there, definitely a positive, in my opinion, for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm happy with too. You had the Ravens Eagles as your Super Bowl pick, and then the Ravens winning it all. And then ready for this, I had the Bills Eagles, and last year when the playoffs started, I think I picked the Eagles to win it all, and they did. So mine's still in there. You have one opportunity now, just off the top of your head, out of the teams still left. Who do you think's gonna make the Super Bowl, and who do you think's gonna win it? This is our last chance before we get in the brackets and stuff.
Yep. Hey, ready for this?
Oh, boy.
Here we go. I got the Broncos in the AFC.
Woo!
And I got the Rams in the NFC.
And the Rams? That's a dope game. All right, and then who takes it?
I'm taking Denver. The 10-year anniversary of winning it the last time. It was in San Francisco. All the stars are aligning. I'm going to go with them. And that's simply off the cusp. Don't hold me to this, people. I might change a pick after watching games this week, but I got to make a pick right here, right now, and that's what I'm doing. So let's go with it. What do you got, my friend?
Dude, you want to hear mine?
I want to hear it.
I had it Bills, Eagles. And to tell you the truth, I feel more confident about the Bills reaching the Super Bowl than the Eagles as of right now. I'm switching it up, and I hope I'm right. I'm going to start it off with an exciting one, and you're going to say, all right, Buck Piece. We got Jaguars in the AFC versus the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC. And then the Niners win it because when I was a kid playing Madden, I always said I wanted the Niners to play the Steelers or the Jaguars. I swear to God, in the Super Bowl. And I always thought that was a cool matchup. And the fact that there's an opportunity, even a small opportunity, that the Jaguars and the Niners can meet in the Super Bowl, that would make my life.
Before you made the pick, the DraftKings live odds popped on my screen, and it said for Buck to pick the Niners for the Super Bowl is minus 10,000. So looks like that cashed out for everybody who placed that bet. Congratulations.
Dude, speaking of that, they were talking about this on NFL Network the other day. First of all, I wrote this down because this needed to be said. I have NFL Network on, and in the background, I hear one of the female announcers go, it was an old Cowboys-Packers game. All I hear is the female announcer say, something you rarely see, Bob, Mike McCarthy actually walking over to the bench. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, you fat fuck. And when I heard that, I was like, did she really just say that on TV?
Incredible.
All right.
Well, we got a few minutes left.
I have
the bracket we talked about off air. Let's do this instead, just because I think it's a better use of time and we'll enjoy it more. We picked our Super Bowl picks. We picked our Super Bowl matchups. Let's give everyone a dark horse, somebody that has no business winning, but you would, if you had to place a bet on them to just win the most money. Who, looking at this bracket, do you think has a realistic chance to not to get there, but just one team to win it that's probably near the bottom when you look at the DraftKings odds right now, because this is the type of playoffs where somebody can just get hot and make a crazy run. So I can go first if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go first, but let's pick one real dark horse team that we probably wouldn't think is going to win, but if you want to get the most bang for your buck, we'll take a risk on.
You go first, brother. Go right ahead.
And
we're picking one underdog team?
Yeah, well, just one team, AFC, NFC, whatever, that you think could just make a serious run that probably is like in the bottom half of the Super Bowl odds. I got one in particular. And actually, I'm curious what you think, but I think if there was anyone that I would just throw a wager at because it probably pays out well, I would just keep an eye on the Texans. I would keep an eye on Houston, right? That defense is so good. Defense travels. I've watched it with my Giants. They're well coached. They've been in the playoffs the last couple of years. They gave the Chiefs a run for their money. Was it last year when Tank Dell got hurt in that game and they were in that game late? I feel like they know what it takes to win. That's a team, like, if you had to just pick one dark horse, and that's the fun of this, I'd probably say them. There's a couple others I could go with, but I feel like if I said Seattle or someone else, like, they're one seed, so it doesn't really count, right? So I'm going to say Houston is, like, my absolute dark horse, kind of throw a dart at the board that could just get hot at the right time.
Dude, that might be the best pick I've ever heard and makes the most sense. I'm not sure exactly what their odds are, but that's an awesome pick as far as, like, best bang for your buck. I'm not sure what their odds are, but just by looking at the seating here on my paper, I'm gonna go with the Chicago freaking Bears, man, because I bet you they're not as good as odds as the Rams or the Seahawks or the Patriots or the Broncos, but they definitely have an opportunity, and I can almost see it in my head. And this week, they just got to get through this week. I can see them getting to, like, the NFC Championship for some reason.
I love it. I love that pick. Yeah, I don't know what the odds are, honestly. I'm trying to look real quick now to see, like, who's where, but I can almost imagine both those teams are lower. I bet, actually, despite the seedings, I bet the Bears are probably lower than the Texans.
Tom, if I'm not mistaken, you got the odds pulled up?
Yeah, I got them. I'll pull up here. Okay, ready? So Texans are plus 1,200. Bears are plus 2,500. Yep, you were right. I was right. Right now, the Panthers, well, if you want to take the Panthers, they're plus 20,000, in case anyone's wondering. So, that's a good bet if they go far. But the Steelers are plus 5,000. And then it's Chargers and your Niners. Wow, Niners at plus 3,000. Yeah, that could be a good bet.
If they get through Philly, those odds will change. Tom, rapid round. I got them written down. Rapid, just for shits and giggles. Denver, Buffalo. Who wins? Denver. New England, Houston.
Houston. Oh, I just get on this whole.
It hurts. Houston. Seattle, Rams. I love it. Bears, Eagles. Bears. Denver or Houston?
Denver.
Rams or Bears?
Rams.
It makes sense. Rams or Broncos? You already said Broncos. Okay.
Yep. Okay, going real quick. I know we got a couple minutes here. Seattle and Rams is a coin flip. Denver, Buffalo, is a coin flip. That's a big one. That's a coin flip. Those two games can go either way. But anyways, I know we got like a minute left, so I know you probably want to run through yours real quick.
Yeah, I was going to say, I have Seattle, San Fran, Chicago, Rams. Ooh, I'm going to say Rams. New England, Houston. Denver, Buffalo. Houston beats Buffalo. Oh, I got Niners, and then Niners beat the Rams. I got Niners, Texans in the Super Bowl. That's a fun one. I'm not even going to pick it. Guys, we love you. I hope you enjoyed this week of playoffs. You've seen our picks. Tom, what do you got to say to them?
Yeah, I hope you guys had fun. That was just a fun little speed round. Don't take it to heart, but bet with your head, guys, not over your head. Really fun playoffs on the way. Amazing season. Let's keep going. And remember, $150 if you can guess what one NFL game all year we didn't make a pick on. One game all year, $150 for you. Come on, people. Let's hear it. Put it in the comments. First one to get it right wins.
Guys, we'll see you again next week. Good luck to everyone this week, man. Be safe.
Much love.